Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. In a few days, we'll be looking at, shockingly, one of the most anticipated fights of the year. Not a title fight, not a grudge match, but a YouTuber versus MMA fighter celebrity boxing match. The fight is now upon us, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't invested. The high road to take from a purist perspective would be, man, I don't really care, I'm not gonna give those YouTubers any attention. Although this probably would be the more mature, boring thing to say, this matchup has really captured lightning in a bottle. A surprisingly good celebrity boxer versus a former UFC champion. A bunch of questions and confusion surrounds this fight. Questions that I'll do my best to cover in this video. Firstly, I would like to present my stance on this fight. I really want Tyron to win this. However, I think Jake gets it done once again, and I'll be looking at both sides of the argument. Reading the tea leaves that have been presented to us through the interviews and press conferences, I think Tyron is in the best state of mind he's been in a long time. The mental clarity, focus and determination he's bringing into this fight reveals itself in almost every interview he's had.
There's nothing that they can do or say to make me perform any higher, to provide any more volume. I was already at the max level. I was going 100 regardless. There's nothing they can do to make me, now I really gotta go because he said something on mom. I was already there. I was already in kill mode.
Not only is Tyron in what seems to be the perfect state of mind, but he's also been winning many verbal exchanges against Jake.
You're gonna see that on Sunday when he gets hit with that first jab. You're gonna break him.
I couldn't even interrupt. He practiced that fucking monologue all morning. He had it down to a T. He had his emotions in there. He had his little segues. I really don't have anything to say about it. I'm here to fight. I already said what I need to say.
You're here to fight.
Let me finish.
Hopefully.
Let a man talk. Child, quiet, silence. So at the end of the day, what he's saying is malarkey.
He's taking the perfect approach when it comes to dealing with Jake. He's treating him like an insignificant, annoying, cringe, wannabe fighter, while realizing the threat that's in front of him. Hearing all Tyron has to say about this fight gives me the utmost confidence and belief in him. My heart tells me Tyron pulls off the upset and derails the Jake Paul hype train. However, my head is telling me something very different. To address the obvious points first, Jake is taller and longer than Tyron. Although in the UFC, Tyron was able to negate this using his wrestling, the threat of the takedown, and some clinch work, that isn't available in a boxing match. On top of this, Jake Paul fights long, so his style is great for keeping shorter fighters at bay, which is likely why all of his opponents have been much smaller than him. Jake, simply fighting behind the jab, could already win him this fight on points. But things get worse for Tyron as you break this down even more. Tyron is known for his big right overhand. That's the punch he knocks everyone out with, it's his bread and butter. Although Jake did get caught by an overhand right from Ben Askren of all people, if he focuses and watches out for the right hand like all four of Tyron's previous opponents have, he can use his surprisingly good footwork and speed to get out of the way. But not only can Jake get out of the way of Tyron's right hand via movement and posting, he can also counter it, and he's shown the ability to do so viciously. When Tyron moves in for the right hand, two things worry me: the position of his left hand and his head movement. In his famous knockout over Robbie Lawler, for example, he nicely sets it up with a double jab before coming over the top with the right hand. Although this did the trick, Tyron threw with his left hand down, charging in on the center line. This leaves him wide open for a counter by Jake. When Jake throws, he moves way off the center line, staying well clear of Tyron's overhand right while shooting down the center with his own. Now, you could say that Tyron may have fixed this during the 2 months he had to train. He's been throwing this way for over 10 years. If you look at any of his other knockouts, he tends to keep his left hand down while winging the right hand, again, without moving his head off the center line. This is especially egregious in some of his blitzing combinations. Under high pressure situations, fighters tend to revert back to muscle memory, and in the heat of the moment, Tyron could forget, and that'll be all she wrote. This right-hand trade exchange is how I envision the fight ending, but if not, Jake has many other tools in his arsenal fit to take out somebody of Tyron's style, i.e. his check left hook. As mentioned earlier, Tyron throws with his hands low. But not only that, fighting with an MMA guard as opposed to a boxing guard for so many years will leave him with a much looser guard than Jake. This leaves him open for a check left hook when he's jabbing his way in. Although, Tyron could use Jake's check left hook to set up his own right hand. If he feints or throws a 1-2 to draw out Jake's instinctive check hook, he can come over the top with an overhand. However, I don't really see this happening as Jake is a smart fighter who probably took countermeasures for this, but a man can only hope. With all the information and footage we have currently, I see Jake likely stopping Tyron inside 3 rounds. But I really hope I'm wrong and Tyron knocks him clean out. What a turnaround that'd be for Tyron. In the biggest payday of his professional career, he comes out of retirement and knocks Jake Paul out. Please Tyron, get it done. We're all rooting for you. But what about you guys? Let me know all of your predictions down below. And after you're done typing out a vicious verbal assault on me for picking Jake, hit the like button and subscribe for more videos in the future. This has been LAKEY MMA. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one.